Good afternoon, and thank you all for joining us today for this special webinar event. My name is Meredith Bonington, and I'm a marketing specialist here at CFP Board. I'm happy to welcome you all to our Applying for a CFP Certification Scholarship webinar. Today, I'm joined by my colleague Emily Dean, our Manager of Talent Pipeline, to discuss each scholarship currently accepting applications and the different requirements, application processes, and deadlines to follow in order to be eligible for consideration. She will also provide an overview of other resources, such as a clearinghouse of third-party scholarships offered across the financial planning profession. We will end today's webinar with an opportunity for a Q&A. If you have any questions during this webinar, please post them in the Q&A chat box below. If we don't make it to your question today, please be sure to email scholarships@cfpboard.org, and a team member will be in touch with you soon. For more information about the content discussed today, please visit cfp.net/scholarships. And with that, I'll pass it over to Emily to help get us started.
Thanks, Meredith, and welcome everyone. My name is Emily Dean, and I'm the Manager of Talent Pipeline at CFP Board. Thanks to the generosity of our sponsors and donors, CFP Board has administered $2 million in scholarship awards to 470 recipients across 20 programs since 2016. And these scholarship programs aim to create a diverse and sustainable financial planning profession by providing the financial assistance that both students and career changers may need to start or continue along their path to CFP certification. So we offer scholarships for education coursework that's required for CFP certification, as well as exam review prep courses, and even the CFP exam. We plan to issue nearly 100 awards in spring 2024 alone, so we're looking forward to seeing your application soon. Like Meredith said, you can visit cfp.net/scholarships to apply. And so for today's webinar, we're going to dive into the scholarship opportunities that are available this spring and how to apply. I'll briefly discuss those third-party scholarship opportunities, and then we'll open it up for a Q&A. Our spring 2024 education scholarship cycle is for those working on the coursework that's required for CFP certification. The deadline to apply is Monday, April 8th. There are 6 scholarship programs that are open this spring that you can see on this slide, and each has its own unique eligibility requirements. For example, it's important to take note that to qualify for the Edelman Financial Engines Scholarship specifically, an applicant must demonstrate 2 years of experience in the financial services industry and currently be enrolled in a certificate level CFP Board registered program. But please visit cfp.net/scholarships to learn more about each program and review their eligibility requirements carefully. When you visit that URL, you can use our search tool widget to filter for those programs that are currently open and accepting applications. And you can even refine your search by what type of registered program you're in and whether or not that scholarship program requires you to demonstrate financial need. To apply, each scholarship program requires that you complete some basic profile information, including your CFP Board account number, your location, and the status of your registered program enrollment. We also require an unofficial transcript from your undergraduate degree, whether that is in progress or you've already completed it, and your most up-to-date resume. There are 3 core questions that all scholarship applicants must respond to. And then each program has its own unique scholarship question. These questions allow you to showcase your authentic individuality, how your values may align with those of the scholarship sponsor, and your passion, of course, for becoming a certified financial planner. You can review each specific question when you apply at cfp.net/scholarships. For those who are planning to take the July 2024 CFP exam, we do administer scholarships for the CFP exam. The deadline to apply for these 4 programs that you see on this slide is Tuesday, March 19th. Awardees are determined on a first come, first served basis to applicants who meet the eligibility requirements and complete the simple application form. To learn if you're eligible for one or more of these opportunities, please email scholarships@cfpboard.org. To apply, you will complete some basic profile information and upload a headshot. That headshot is used so that we can celebrate and recognize those scholarship awardees. Please note that to be eligible for a CFP exam scholarship, you must be eligible to take the July 2024 exam, but not already registered. Each scholarship program also has its own unique eligibility requirements. For example, some programs like the Fidelity, the Asset Mark, and the Dan Moisand CFP exam scholarships, those do stipulate that you must have already taken the CFP exam, but not yet passed. We also have scholarship policies that applicants must agree to. For example, awardees must agree to taking the complimentary practice exam offered by CFP Board by a specific deadline, and an awardee cannot roll over their scholarship to a future exam cycle. For those who are already registered to take the July 2024 CFP exam, we also administer scholarships for 2 CFP exam review prep courses that are offered through the College for Financial Planning and Dalton Education, so that you can put your most prepared foot forward by taking an exam review prep course at no cost. The deadline to apply is also Tuesday, March 19th. Awardees are determined on a first come, first served basis to applicants who meet the eligibility requirements and complete the simple application form. You can also find these scholarships at cfp.net/scholarships and use that filter to filter for CFP exam review course as the program type. The application process is very simple. To apply, you'll complete some basic profile information and upload a headshot. Please note that to be eligible for a CFP exam review prep scholarship, you must be registered for this July 2024 CFP exam, but not already enrolled in an exam review prep course. Lastly, CFP Board is pleased to provide a clearinghouse of third-party scholarships offered across the financial planning profession to make it easy for candidates seeking to attain CFP certification to find and, of course, take advantage of programs for which they may be eligible. The clearinghouse includes programs that help cover the cost of education coursework, exam review courses, the CFP exam, and even experience hours towards CFP certification. You can explore these opportunities also at cfp.net/scholarships, but please do keep in mind that CFP Board does not administer these opportunities. This is more of a repository of external resources that are available to candidates. So any questions that you may have about those third-party opportunities should be directed to that program directly via their webpage.
Thanks, Emily. Looks like we have some time for Q&A with the audience. So if you haven't already, please take a minute to think about some questions you may have and enter them into the Q&A chat box below. I'll be sure to read these out to Emily to answer live. Again, for whatever reason, if we don't make it to your question today, definitely please email scholarships@cfpboard.org and we'll make sure to have a team member respond to you soon. So I'll just give everyone a minute to put in their questions. And it looks like we have our first question. So, Emily, someone here is wondering if career changers who do not have experience in financial planning are eligible to apply for a scholarship.
That's a great question. Yes, of course, career changers are not only eligible, but highly encouraged to apply for one or more of our scholarship opportunities. Just make sure, right, that when you're completing the essay responses to those short answer questions, that of course you're focusing in on why you do want to be a financial planner, why you're interested in CFP certification. We, of course, know that career changers have transferable skills from their prior career. So, really showcasing those within your responses can be a great way to showcase your passion and commitment to the financial planning profession.
Thanks, Emily. Our next question is someone here is wondering who do you recommend to provide letters of recommendation if they're not currently in the field looking to enter, though, and if they do not have any financial planning experience?
Love this question because I'm really excited to announce that as of this spring 2024 cycle, we are no longer requiring a letter of recommendation as one of the application materials for an education scholarship. So, as you saw on a previous slide, it's just your unofficial undergraduate transcript, your up to date resume, and those essay responses.
Wonderful. Our next question here is someone wondering if they applied for a scholarship last year and didn't get it, can they apply again, or do they have to wait a certain period to reapply?
Another great question. You are highly encouraged to reapply as we continue to grow the number of scholarship opportunities that are available for every single cycle. And you do not need to wait. You just, we have our spring education cycle. The earliest you could apply again would be that same year's fall cycle.
Great. Looks like we have someone here wondering if they can apply for multiple different types of scholarships and combine them, or do they, if they apply to one scholarship, let's just say an education scholarship, they would have to only stick with that application pool.
Great question. You are able to receive a maximum of one education scholarship, a maximum of one exam review prep course scholarship, and a maximum of one CFP exam scholarship. So you can apply for all of those different opportunities and be awarded all three of those opportunities as one awardee. You just can't win two scholarships of each. So you can't get two education scholarships or two exam review prep course or two CFP exam scholarships.
Awesome. Looks like we have someone here who is eligible under the accelerated path for CFP certification, and they're wondering if they are still eligible for an exam scholarship.
Yes, absolutely. Accelerated path candidates are eligible for all of our scholarship opportunities.
Wonderful. Let's see here. Our next question is, do you currently have to be taking a CFP registered program to apply to the scholarships, or there's some where you don't have to currently be registered?
That Edelman Financial Engines scholarship is the only one that requires that you are currently enrolled in a certificate level registered program in order to be eligible. All of the other education scholarship opportunities do not require that you are enrolled at the time of applying. However, if you're not enrolled at the time of applying, scholarship awardees have up to 3 months to enroll or forfeit their award.
I see. Looks like we have another question here. Someone is wondering if they have to be in the US to be eligible to apply or if it's open to international candidates.
Great question. To receive one of our scholarships, you must be a US citizen or permanent resident attending a registered program within the US.
Thank you. Looks like we have another question here. Um, let's see. Someone's wondering, can scholarships be received for coursework already completed or for the March 2024 exams if there's any programs available for that?
Great. So two different questions there, right? In terms of coursework that's already been completed, yes, scholarships can be applied retroactively per se as a reimbursement for past coursework that you've already begun. Please do just keep in mind though that in order to be eligible for these scholarship opportunities, you must not have completed 6 or more courses within a certificate level program to be eligible. And if you're in an undergraduate program, you must not be in your last semester in order to remain eligible for an education scholarship. And then I think the second question you mentioned, Meredith, was in regards to the March 2024 CFP exam. The application window for those scholarship opportunities has closed. So July 2024 is the most upcoming ones you can apply for.
Great, thank you. Let's see here for our next question. Someone's wondering, how long do you have to use the education scholarship? So I'm assuming this refers to, if you're deferring, a program or taking a gap in your education or anything like that. Emily, would you happen to know if how long you have to use the education scholarship? Let's just say if you were awarded one.
There is no deadline. There is no timestamp by which you must complete your education program.
Thank you. Scrolling through our chat box now. Someone is wondering, they joined a little bit late to this call. So we may have already answered this before, but happy to clarify again. Someone is wondering if there's a limit to the amount of a specific type of scholarship they can apply for. So if they wanted to apply for multiple education scholarships, for instance, is this permitted?
You can apply for as many as you are eligible for, but you may only receive a maximum of 1 education scholarship.
Someone has another question, wondering if they can use the scholarship for a certificate program and if they're also pursuing graduate level coursework.
Yes, absolutely. If you are pursuing a graduate level registered program, you are eligible to apply for any of those programs except for that Edelman Financial Engines one, which states that you must be in a certificate level program. And if you're already in a certificate level program, I believe you're eligible to apply for all of our scholarship opportunities that are currently open.
Awesome. Looks like here we have someone wondering if they're awarded a scholarship, typically how long does it take to hear back?
Great question. So the application deadline, as a reminder, for an education scholarship is April 8th, and all applicants hear their award decision by Monday, June 3rd. So it's just under 2 months. It's a bit quicker for the CFP exam and exam review prep courses. With that deadline on March 19th, all applicants will receive their award decision 1 week later by the 26th.
Got it. Looks like we have someone here preparing and anticipating taking the November 2024 exam. And they're wondering if there are any current scholarships open for November. And if not, when will these be announced, if you know yet?
Great question. Yes. So for the November 2024 CFP exam, we're not yet accepting applications for those CFP exam scholarships. However, I do know at this point that the Fidelity as well as the Peggy Rulin CFP exam scholarship opportunities will be available for the November 2024 exam cycle. We don't have a finalized date as to when the application will open, but I would anticipate around mid-June.
Wonderful. So definitely, keep an eye out for more information. Looks like we also have a similar question tied to this one on the scope of opportunities. We have someone here wondering if the same scholarship opportunities are available each cycle. So meaning, I guess, if the same opportunities would be available depending if it's the current cycle for July 2024, or if for education scholarships, if we would have the same ones repeated. So Emily, do these scholarships subject to change each cycle, or if someone now looking at the scholarships page could expect to see the same or similar opportunities available at the next cycle?
Great question. So yes, for the spring 2024 education cycle, right, there are 6 programs that are currently accepting applications. However, in the fall, there will be 10 different programs than the spring ones that will be accepting applications. So to briefly answer the question, every scholarship program runs once a year. We just have, we kind of split them in half into our spring and fall cycles. For the exam review prep course scholarships, those are available for every single CFP exam cycle, whether it's July, November, or March. And then for the CFP exam scholarships, those, as I mentioned, the Peggy Rulin and the Fidelity scholarships will be ongoing. However, the Asset Mark and Dan Moisan scholarships are a one-time July 2024 occurrence.
Thank you. Looks like we have someone here wondering if we already registered and paid for a course starting in spring 2024. Is it possible to apply for scholarships to take as a reimbursement?
It is, as long as you have not yet finished, right? Like I mentioned, in order to qualify for the education scholarship opportunities, you must not have completed at that point 6 or more courses within a certificate program. And you must not be within your last semester if it's an undergraduate registered program.
Thank you. Looks like we have someone here who is a career changer, and they're wondering if there've ever been or will be scholarships focused on career changers, and if so, like where they should be looking for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, at this point, I would say beyond the Edelman Financial Engines scholarship, which you must be able to demonstrate 2 years of experience within the financial services industry, every other scholarship opportunity is open to those who identify as career changers. In terms of those that specifically target career changers, short answer, not yet. I would love to see an opportunity like that happen, but no promises right now as to that being within the near future.
I see. Thank you. Let's see here. Looks like we have somebody wondering, I guess this ties back a little bit to the residency requirement. Someone's wondering if a student enrolled in a Canadian college is eligible to apply for the scholarship, or if only these opportunities are available for US colleges and universities.
Yes, these are scholarship opportunities only available to those who are registered in US-based registered programs.
Thank you. Let's see here. We have someone wondering, they're currently working on their scholarship application, and they're wondering if CFP board has any tips for resume writing, or anywhere on the website, for scholarship opportunities for a career changer that doesn't yet have much financial planning experience, and if there's any resource they could be directed to.
Absolutely. I mean, of course, just doing some Google research on building a strong resume is highly encouraged. But I think one of the resources that we provide here at CFP Board that's invaluable is our candidate forum. If you've not yet posed this question within the candidate forum, we have, tens of thousands of candidates and current CFP professionals who engage in this online community, many of whom identify as career changers themselves and who will likely be the first to raise their hand to provide any, mentorship or guidance on resume composition so that you can put that best foot forward.
Thank you. Yes, and as someone who frequently visits the candidate forum, I will say that it is a very wonderful resource for candidates to check out. There's lots of discussion threads, different communities you can join. You can definitely get your questions answered there, and, interact with other candidates, and even some CFP professionals, as Emily mentioned. It's a pretty active community, and there's lots of resources there if you want to check out.
Absolutely. And if you're not already registered within our CFP Board Career Center, we do offer a free resume review as well through Top Resume. So that's something that you could also take advantage of in order to kind of get that subject matter expert advice on how to ensure that those transferable skills from a prior career are really highlighted and applicable within the financial planning profession.
Great. Looks like our next question here, we have somebody who definitely wants to apply for a scholarship sometime soon, is still, doing their education search. And they're wondering if there's a place they can go to browse some certificate level programs that are recommended or are CFP board registered programs. Emily, would you happen to know where to direct them?
Yes, absolutely. We have a great resource here at CFP Board that I refer to as Find an Education Program. It is, we'll be sure to share this. Even Meredith, maybe if you have access to the chat, but it's called Find an Education Program, and it allows you to find the best program fit for you, right? Whether you like to do something that's a bit more self-study, or if you want something in person, or if you want something that is more live and synchronous as opposed to on demand. If you're looking for a certificate, a graduate, a PhD level program, even, you can refine that search. And you can even look at, based on geography, if you wanted somewhere that was closer to home. So yes, it's cfp.net/get certified /certification process and education requirement. But like I said, we will definitely share that really great resource after the webinar.
Of course. And there are a few questions I do see in the chat. I will address this. Some folks joined late. Some other folks are wondering if there's a recording available. Yes, this is being recorded and we'll certainly make the video available shortly after this webinar concludes. So if you ever need to reference this back during your application process, need to rewatch the beginning if you joined late, you can certainly do so. And then any questions you may have, you can email scholarships@cfpboard.org. So this will definitely be recorded, and we'll definitely be sure to include any links that we discuss in an email communication to those who have registered for this webinar. Looks like our next question here relates to a bit of the experience requirement. So someone says that their experience is currently under review by CFP Board, and they're wondering if this will affect their ability to be accepted for a scholarship.
That's a great question, and it sounds pretty unique, perhaps to your individual experience. I would encourage you to email any questions you have about the experience requirement to experience@cfpboard.org, and they can help you more specifically. But in terms of kind of where you're at within your CFP certification journey, right, our scholarship opportunities are available to those who are pursuing the education requirement, those exam review prep courses, and the CFP exam. So if you've already completed your education and you've taken the exam and now you're completing your experience, you wouldn't be eligible for our scholarship opportunity since you've already completed the steps within the CFP certification requirements that would be eligible for a scholarship opportunity. But like I said, reach out to experience@cfpboard.org, and they may be able to help you more deeply.
Thanks, Emily. Looks like we have another question here. Someone does have a bachelor's degree, but is not related to the financial planning discipline. They're wondering if they can still apply for scholarships, and they're particularly interested in an exam review scholarship.
Yes, absolutely. Your bachelor's degree does not need to be within the financial planning space, but you do have to have completed your education requirement at a registered program. So whether you decide to do another bachelor's degree or go the certificate level route or a master's level route as well, you will need to complete that education requirement in order to sit for and register for the CFP exam.
Thank you. Let's see here. We have a few more questions to get through. Someone is wondering here, they anticipate completing their alternative capstone course option soon. However, they cannot register for the July exam until they do so. Does this prevent them from applying to the scholarship now, or how exactly would that timing work? Should they wait for the next period, or if there's anything you'd recommend or direct them to another member of our team?
I would apply now since those scholarships are first come, first serve for the CFP exam. And then what we would do is just ensure that your education is verified in advance of registering for the exam at that point.
Great. Looks like that we have a question here that ties back to the question before the last one. Someone is wondering if there's a difference between submitting an unofficial transcript versus an official transcript, and in the event if they need an official transcript, if an unofficial transcript would work for now, while they wait for their college and university.
Great question. An unofficial transcript will suffice, so no need to send us an official one.
Perfect. I'm seeing a few more questions just referring to the recording. I know some people have joined us a little bit later, but again, yes, definitely this webinar is recorded, and we'll be sure to share any resources we talk about during this webinar, as well as the recording itself shortly to anyone that has registered for this event. Let's see. We have another question here. We have time, it looks like, for about 2 or 3 more questions here. So again, if you have any questions that we don't get to, please email us scholarships@cfpboard.org. We'll make sure that someone definitely answers those and can help figure out what you need some clarity on. So we have another question here. Would a Master's of Accounting be eligible as a graduate course for CFP scholarship consideration?
Not sure about that one, Meredith, to be honest. It sounds like this individual may be asking if they are qualified for the accelerated path. So in order to find that out, Meredith, do you know off the top of your head who the best maybe email contact for that would be?
Not off the top of my head, I do not. However, I do know that you can direct any inquiries, any general inquiries, to our mail@cfpboard.org email address. There, our stakeholder support specialists will forward to any relevant department that will be better assisted and equipped to help you with those questions. So we can definitely refer you to the correct team. Off the top of my head, I'm not quite sure. We can definitely make sure that you get that question answered.
Absolutely. And from a scholarship perspective, regardless of whether you are on the accelerated path or the standard path, you are eligible to apply for our scholarship opportunities.
Great. Someone here is wondering, speaking on the unofficial transcript question we had before, they're wondering, can a copy of their diploma suffice, or does it have to be a transcript?
It has to be a transcript, please. Thank you for asking that question.
Wonderful. And this is our last question for today. Someone here is wondering, also related to the transcript question, how would they know if an unofficial transcript has been accepted? Is there any notification or process they get from CFP board after their application?
Yep, absolutely. So as Meredith has mentioned, the scholarships@cfpboard.org email address is where you can refer any extra questions to. I personally manage that inbox, so you'll hear from me directly. And especially if there are any issues with your application, any further information that we need, you'll receive a direct email from me and that scholarships@cfpboard.org email address. But other than that, once you submit your application, you'll just receive a very basic thank you message for applying. And then, like I said, any potential issues that we may find with your application would be handled individually via email.
Fantastic. So again, it looks like that's all we have for time today. I want to thank you all for joining us for our applying for a CFP certification scholarship webinar. I hope that this was very helpful as you're on your path to certification and also as you may be completing a scholarship application in the next coming week or so. If by any chance, again, if we didn't get to your question, I've put the email up here as well, just for your reference. Please email scholarships@cfpboard.org. We also have a phone number here to call if you need additional assistance with your application. And again, we'll have a team member be in touch with you shortly. If you're interested in viewing more resources available to candidates, please be sure to check out cfp.net/resources for more information. Here we have a plethora of online tools and handbooks, things like that for candidates to view that may be helpful on your path to certification. For more information on scholarships discussed today, as well as where to start your application, again, visit cfp.net/scholarships for more information. Under our tools and resources page, we also have a frequently asked questions page that you may find helpful. So from that, from all of us at CFP Board, thank you for joining us today. We're here to support you on your path to certification, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.